One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides up to his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rachel's reporting paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Well, we made it to freaking Friday morning, man. Much love, honor, respect to everybody, man. Good morning. Man, we got a lot to get through. We have a lot of shit that is going down actively as we are kind of speaking here. Local time over there in Israel, 1600, or I'm sorry, it was actually 1800 their time, I believe. Let me go ahead and double check that. I think it's 1600, actually. Let me double check that fact. Boom. It was at 1600 local time, which is only last 1 hour ago. Okay. They unfortunately got rained on again over there in Israel. So from Iran, we're going to be discussing that. I broke that news this morning on Instagram, as well as we have Israel rescue flights arrive in Florida, which I believe Ron DeSantis over there is going to be speaking to the masses, as well as Trump to make Iran decision within 2 weeks. So I think that you guys know the ordeal regarding the, Trump's going to make a decision within the next 2 weeks. He did say that, and I think we've already talked about that a little bit yesterday. And if you guys didn't catch it at all yesterday, well, it's in the media, So I very much appreciate all of you guys coming in and hanging out with us. But before we get into the madness, man, I have everything logged for you guys. I have everything ready to go. But before we do, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. Always helps out the show. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube, and it's free to do so. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because it's also free. Just letting you know, man. Also, please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody out there. But this is how we do get to be able to speak freely, is because we are 100% funded by you in the Breakfast Club, man. So I very much appreciate all of your guys' contributions and making this very show happen. We never have to cater to views, man, because of you guys. So I'm very grateful for that, man. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only the show, but my life, as well as Millennial Food Time, all that great shit. And I break all my news over there. Obviously, it's the kind of the best way to break news with video footage and stuff like that, real quick clips. And dang it, I got something in my eye. It's like one of those eyelashes going into my eyeball. Damn it, dude. Anyways, that's what happens when you're cursed with long lashes, dude. They're on fleek, dude. Look out. All right. Last but not least, of course, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups, all of these things are going to be, of course, shouted out and presented live onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut, we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to. And of course, I will be shouting you and your message out. Here, let me change it to scroll. There we go. Boom. I have these scrolling. So if you guys want to skip that crazy, brutal cut that they do over there, we have that option right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of breaking news. We have a lot of stuff to get into. So let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Here's the breaking news that happened 1 hour ago. Okay. And I have a couple of different video from like locals there in Israel recording it, but I'm going to show you what I broke as well. So anyways, here we go.
You're watching Al Jazeera. We're bringing you live pictures, and we're showing you
What's up, Joseph?
all the latest pictures,
Good morning.
I should say, that have been the skies over
And
Tehran.
all you guys,
These
sorry. I mean, I'm trying to get through this real quick because we got a lot to get through. We got Brother Dean, by the way, Brother Steve, Rabbit of Chaos, Warlin, as well as Mount High. Appreciate all of you guys. Trigger warning. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We got Brother Steve Easy, as well as Christopher Collins. Gary, my man, good to see you. Let's see who else. We got Steve Posey as well. Good morning to all of you guys. Sorry, I'm kind of running through this. We have a lot to get through, man.
Missiles that we believe have been fired by Iran just in the last few minutes or so towards central Israel. You can hear the sirens going off in the background. We understand from the Israeli military they are currently attempting to bring some of those missiles down. Just let's listen in a little bit.
Actually, it wasn't 1 hour ago. It was 2 hours ago. I'm a little confused. I woke up early, broke the news 8 in the morning, basically. So 8:15, about 15 minutes after it actually happened, my time. And now it's 10. So I guess it's been a little over 2 hours now. Brother King Blackout, good to see you, man, over there on Twitch. Shit. Good to see you, man. Happy Friday to everyone. No kidding about that, Steve. And Baba Penguin, good to see you, man.
We're not yet clear, of course, what the targets for these missiles are going to be, but it was expected to some degree that there was going to be a response from Iran following the latest round of Israeli strikes, which we have seen happening both in Tehran and also at some of Iran's nuclear facilities. This all happening, of course, against the backdrop of a meeting that's happening in Geneva between the foreign ministers from the UK, France, and Germany, due to meet Iran's foreign minister in Geneva on Friday. They're supposed to be talking to somebody, trying to find some sort of common ground, moving forward, perhaps to some sort of solution, some sort of off-ramp to the Israel-Iran war that's going on at the moment. We can join our correspondent Bernard Smith, who's talking to us from Amman and is reporting on Israel from there, because
so from this strike right here that hit Tel Aviv and Haifa, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Haifa. Anyways, last update. So last update was 26 injured and 2 were seriously injured, in critical condition, basically, from this last strike. So great. Thank you for the update there, Dean. That's super sad. Let me go ahead and bring this on up, what I broke here on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram at Ball Valve TV. You know, this is where I post all the breaking news and shit. So anyways, I posted this. I'll read it to you as well after I show it to you.
What the fuck?
That's a huge one, dude. That sucks. This is in Haifa.
What the fuck?
All right, so I broke this morning. I said breaking: Iranian missiles strike Haifa and Tel Aviv area. The time was Friday, June 20th, 2025, 1600 local time. Iran has launched another wave of missile strikes targeting Haifa and central Israel, with at least 3 confirmed impacts reported by Israeli media. But we didn't have a count like Dean just gave us. So I put a bullet point: Haifa, direct hit causes massive explosion. Visuals show widespread destruction. And then in Tel Aviv area, casualties reported following the latest Iranian bombing. According to Israeli Channel 12, the strike have resulted in civilian injuries in both Haifa and areas surrounding Tel Aviv. So anyways, that's way unfortunate, a way to wake up. And I'm over here on the American side, you know what I mean? I'm not even actually dealing with that kind of shit. So I can only imagine waking up to an actual fucking missile in your building, you know what I mean? So mega love and respect to you guys that are out there, man. We got Glare 1%er coming out here with the 8 months, dropping it like it's hot, saying Netanyahu started this war a long time ago. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. Hey, thank you for the 8 months, kind sir. Making it rain. Making it rain over here, man. I very much appreciate that. But for the rest of the pocket watchers out there,
maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
All right, so we got our next ordeal here. This is from yesterday evening, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So full transparency, this is not breaking now, but this was yesterday evening. So let me go ahead and get this ready. Playback speed, run it up, and let's go.
We're here at Tampa International Airport to really celebrate the return home of many of our fellow Floridians and fellow Americans from a very difficult situation over in Israel. And this is not the first time that the state of Florida has led rescues in situations like this. But I will say, given what's happening over there, given that you have a barrage of missiles being launched by a very hostile regime into Israel, given that the airport's totally shut down, given that the neighboring areas aren't exactly easy to navigate, this is probably the most challenging and logistically difficult mission that the Florida Department of Emergency Management has done, certainly in my time, and I don't think there's anything like it, but we've already been able to help effectuate over 1,500 people's exit from Israel. Those folks will end up going in a variety of places. We, of course, are bringing in plane loads of people. This flight that came in from Cyprus was, I think, was about 160 some people that came in. And the thing about it is, when you have these types of situations, Ben Gurion Airport's totally shut down. You have folks that are there. We have a lot of students that are visiting, that are studying. We have people that are on Israel Birthright program who are going to, for the first time in their lives, be able to see Israel and learn about their
What's up, Bill Castle, and happy Friday to you.
Heritage. And then all of a sudden, to have this happen, you're really in no man's land. And so we understood there was need for help. It's interesting, when October 7th, 2023 happened, we launched the rescue flights. We brought back, probably close to 1,000 people. But that was kind of something that people didn't expect. Now with this, we had people reaching out to us saying, hey, you guys going to do that again? And we did. We got involved in it very quickly, and were able to bring back, people coming back very, very appreciative to just be back and be safe and sound. And it's just the type of thing where the danger, look, Iron Dome is great. It doesn't stop every rocket. That's just the reality. And there is damage being done in the state of Israel because of what Iran's doing. And so, but then you just have, we have young kids. It's tough to just deal with that situation, even apart from the danger. So everyone was really appreciative. And so I want to thank, we have Kevin Guthrie from the Florida Division of Emergency Management here. We respond to a bunch of different things in the state of Florida, hurricanes being the number one, but we've also done things like do these rescues. We're doing all the immigration, huge tasks that fall on our emergency management team. And Kevin does a remarkable job doing that. We also have Andy Wilson, Gray Bull Rescue Foundation. So there are partners in helping to effectuate these rescues, and we've partnered with different groups over the years. Gray Bull basically had spun off of a group that we had worked with, and we have Andy Wilson here, but those guys did a great job. We're also joined by Layla Collins. She's the wife of our senator here in Tampa, Jay Collins. Jay's over there getting it done. And I think that, you talk about somebody that's done a great job as a senator in Florida. He's got a tremendous record. He's also basically, almost like an action figure in terms of him springing into action, running into the fire, and helping folks in their time of need. So Jay and Gray Bull have worked very closely with Kevin and our team to do this. Look, this is not something that is easy to do. There's logistical challenges. It was not an easy,
of course, and lots of money
voyage for these folks, because they're having to get on a cruise ship, then they're having to wait in Cyprus, and then all the things that go in between that.
And that's also true.
It was difficult, and it's not as simple as just getting on a flight in Tampa and flying to Chicago, right? So there were a lot of logistical challenges, but they were able to do that. So this is the second plane load of folks that have now.
What's up, Hardwire 1%er? My man, good to see you, by the way.
Come in to Tampa. I want to thank Tampa Airport. Tampa was the place where we did the Israel rescue flights back in 2023, and they've worked very, very well with the state of Florida to be able to make this a seamless process. The reality is there's going to be more folks that are going to be rescued. This is an ongoing effort. I know that there's potentially some other states that may want to get in the game at this point. The reality is that there's definitely a need for more. I know we helped really get people out of Israel initially, which is important. I don't know when the Ben Gurion Airport's going to open up again, and it may not open up for some time.
What's up, Pablo? Good morning to you as well.
So there's going to be some need. So this is part of an ongoing effort for us to serve the people of the state of Florida. But I know that talking with parents who had kids over there, many of them are school-age kids, college-age kids. You're worried. It's a panic situation to see what's happening over there.
Like I said before, I think I said this yesterday, as much as people want to flee situations like that, which I totally understand, I'm so ass backwards. I'm like, I want to go to Israel now while it's going down, I think that's a sick, demented thing about me. But, I definitely, maybe am built a little different. I don't know.
know your son or daughter is
Some
stuck.
people run towards like danger and risk, and some people flee it.
Potentially over there, but then to have the state of Florida really lead the effort to bring them back to safety. First of all, it's the right thing to do, but second of all, it just brings huge relief to so many families throughout the state of Wyoming. I was talking.
And real quick, I do got to point this out. Papa Penguin's very correct here, by the way. He says, I'm surprised there aren't sudden cases of whiplash from how quickly some of our politicians, and not only politicians, but conservatives in general, I would say, change their mind about America's involvement in other people's wars. Yes, that's a W comment, by the way. That's a W comment. Just gotta point that out real quick because it's absolutely true.
Some of these folks coming in, they're starting at Florida State on Monday or going to UF and all this other stuff. So this was really something that I think was very personal to a lot of people throughout our state. And I think people should be proud that you have a state that when they see a problem, when they see a challenging set of a challenging mission, that we don't shy away from it and pass the buck. We step up and we lead and we get the job done. So expect more of these to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen in terms of the length of this conflict, but I think
real quick, we got Miss Lotus and Scramble North up in here, by the way. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us this morning. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying your Friday morning. On a little side note here, if you guys are just joining us, make sure you guys hit that like button, man. I very much appreciate your laborious work. You know what I mean? And good morning, kind sir. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself because I definitely am. Trying to enjoy the Friday morning. It's hard to make a Friday a bad day, but we're trying to push through here. A lot of negative things going on in the world, but hey, you guys don't have to like the video for all the negative shit going on. You guys can like it for me and my takes, I
think that the people that are stuck over there, particularly our Florida students and Florida residents, probably don't want to be stuck over there and just have to wait out the balance of it, which is a shame because you're never going to see any history like you can see when you go to Israel. I mean, it's amazing.
Thank you, Steve.
I was just, we were doing the aerospace stuff over in France, and, there's some historic stuff going back centuries, more history, much older country than the U.S. And we have some history here. I mean, I, used to represent St. Augustine. You go back, hundreds of years, but I mean, that's history that goes back thousands of years. It's really been the foundation for Western civilization.
All right. We've heard enough, I think, regarding this whole ordeal with DeSantis. I think we know where homeboy stands. Let's go ahead and bring this up into Iran and Israel trade strikes at Trump weighs involvement. So let's go ahead and see what the ordeal is on this. This is being reported from 3 hours ago on the live stream on Live Now from Fox. I have not watched this, so let's go ahead and figure this out together.
We just got into our Live Now from Fox Studio. Some very compelling footage that I want to share with you as we continue to follow breaking news out in the Middle East. My goodness, take a look at your screen. The very latest coming from the Associated Press this morning. They report Israel and Iran exchanging strikes again this morning, this a week into their war, as President Donald Trump weighed U.S. military involvement and new diplomatic efforts appear to be underway. AP goes on to report that President Trump has been weighing whether to attack Iran by striking its well-defended Fordo uranium enrichment facility, which is buried under a mountain and closely considered to be out of reach of all but America's bunker buster bombs.
Of course.
He said he'll decide within 2 weeks whether the U.S. military will get directly involved in the war, given the substantial chance for renewed negotiations over Tehran's nuclear program. Iran's foreign minister appeared headed to Geneva for meetings with the European Union's top diplomat and counterparts from the United Kingdom, France, and Germany. A plane with his usual call sign took off from a Turkish city near the Iranian border. Flight tracking data from Flight Radar 24 showed. Iran typically acknowledges his departure hours afterward. Now, as we know, several world leaders are speaking out this Friday morning. Britain's foreign secretary said he met at the White House with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and envoy Steve Witkoff to discuss the potential for a deal that could cool the conflict. Israel saying it conducted airstrikes this Friday morning in Iran with more than 60 aircraft hitting what it said were industrial sites to manufacture missiles. It did not elaborate on the locations. It also said it hit the headquarters of Iran's Organization of Defensive Innovation and Research. The U.S. in the past has linked that agency to alleged Iranian research and testing tied to the possible development of nuclear explosive devices. So a lot to unpack this Friday morning. And again, we know it's now been a week since Israel did launch those deadly strikes on several Iranian nuclear and military targets. The conflict continues to escalate as each side keeps returning fire. Right now, we want to check in with Fox News correspondent Shanley Painter as she does report on the very latest.
Oh, man. Fucking brutal. Shit.
Smoke rising from southern Israel this morning after IDF officials say a fresh wave of Iranian missiles took flight. This attack comes after Iranian strikes on Thursday hit a major hospital in the south and residential buildings near Tel Aviv.
They reported that.
I'm determined that we will achieve all our goals.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu maintains destroying Iran's nuclear capabilities is key to Israel's survival. This after previously slamming Iran's Iraq heavy water reactor.
I have a message directly from the president.
The White House says President Donald Trump is expected to decide within 2 weeks whether the U.S. will respond to Iran and assist Israel in targeting a uranium enrichment facility deep below a mountain.
Yeah.
He will do what is good for the United States, and I will do what is good for the state of Israel.
Meanwhile, people continue evacuating from Israel and Iran.
What's up, Rebecca?
But it's hard for those already displaced by other conflicts, like Tatiana Kurakova.
Each time you don't know if you'll survive or not.
She fled Ukraine for Israel in 2022 to escape the ongoing Russian invasion. Recently, an Iranian missile destroyed the building next to hers, triggering fears from back in Ukraine.
I don't even stop
Shit, what's happening in Canada, Rebecca?
seeing dreams that I'm hiding somewhere, running from Shahed drones.
The White House says President Trump is still eyeing any possible developments on negotiations with Iran regarding their nuclear program. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
Shit.
All right, Chanley, thank you so much for that detailed report. Coming back stateside, and again, as Chanley so eloquently put it in that story, President Donald Trump giving a 2-week deadline for involvement in the Israel-Iran conflict. I'm going to drop this lower so you can look at the latest from the White House on the right side of your screen. This coming from Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. She shares an important message from President Donald Trump saying, quote, based on the fact that there...
Shit. Iranian leaders ran to Canada? Are you serious? What? I didn't hear that. But if that's true, that is kind of wild. I gotta admit, our own quote unquote ally and neighbor, housing.
There's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future. I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. End quote. And again, that was stated in that story provided by Chanley Painter.
All right, so something that's interesting that I have up here. The IDF reports 2 hours ago, 60-plus fighter jets strike dozens of military targets in Iran. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and pull this up. Boom. All right, let's go ahead and get it.
Into our live now from Fox
This
Studios.
is short too, only 2.5 minutes.
We are following some breaking news. Take a good look at your screen. The very latest from Israeli Defense Forces, bright and early on this Friday morning. They say, quote, on X, what did the IDF accomplish in Iran overnight? They go on to say 60-plus fighter jets struck dozens of military targets in Iran using approximately 120 munitions. Taking that video full for you so you can see how all of that developed. They go on to say, quote, several industrial sites used to manufacture missiles were struck in the Tehran area. These sites served as a key industrial center for the Iranian Ministry of Defense. They go on to say the SPND headquarters in Tehran were struck. This building was used for the development of advanced technologies and weapons supporting the Iranian regime's military capabilities. They finalized the statement by saying, quote, 4 UAVs launched from Iran were intercepted. Now, as we're showing the latest from IDF, I do want to transition and show you the latest video that came out showing how this strike impacted the area. So transitioning the screen now to show you the latest video from the area with the back and forth from Israel and Iran. And again, this is Israel said it conducted airstrikes into Friday morning in Iran with more than 60 aircraft hitting what it said were industrial sites to manufacture missiles. It did not elaborate on the locations. It also said it hit the headquarters of Iran's Organization of Defensive Innovation and Research. The U.S. in the past has linked that agency to alleged Iranian research and testing tied to the possible development of nuclear explosive devices. We're also learning Israeli airstrikes reached into the city close to the Caspian Sea this Friday. Iranian media confirming that to the Associated Press. The Israeli military had warned the public to flee the area around that industrial city. But with Iran's internet shut off to the outside world, it's unclear just how many people could see the message. Heading back to Israel, where the paramedic service said missiles hit a residential area in southern Israel, causing damage to buildings. That's what you're seeing on your screen at this hour, this including one 6-story building. They have provided medical treatment to 5 people with minor injuries, such as bruises, smoke inhalation, and anxiety. Of course, this coming a day after at least 80 patients and medical workers were wounded in a strike on the Soroka Medical Center in the southern city of
80?
Israel.
Damn, 80? I didn't know that. Damn. All right, so let me go ahead and Dean alluded to something about the air defense systems over there in Iran. So I have something. I broke this yesterday. I forget what time I did, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up right now. So obviously, like you guys see, I've been posting the updates on both sides of the equation. But this one was Israeli Air Force claims 50% of their IRGC ballistic missile launchers destroyed. 50% of them. This was day 7, so 23 hours ago I had posted this. Breaking: Israeli Air Force claims 50% of IRGC ballistic missile launchers are destroyed. According to the IDF, over 50% of nearly 400 ballistic missile launchers operated by Iran's IRGC aerospace force have been destroyed in targeting airstrikes during Operation Rising Lion. However, skepticism surrounds the claim. Analysts note that many launchers shown in footage appear to be inflatable or dummy decoys, a known tactic by the IRGC to confuse aerial surveillance and targeting systems. This doesn't look fake, though. Why would you make this go all out for that? This looks real. A verified video confirms a real launcher being struck by an Israeli armed male drone, which launched a Mikol-Holet air-to-surface missile, resulting in a precise hit on an operational ballistic platform. And this source was from the IDF itself, but also from verified OSINT analysts, but I got it off of IDF. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that because Brother Dean did talk about that. Let's see. He says, blow-up launchers look just like when you hit. You didn't know? Yeah, exactly right. So anyways, let's go ahead and get back into the ordeal here. The next ordeal, we've got Iran wants to exterminate Israel, which is what the thumbnail of today's episode is this. Exterminate Israel. This is where that quote is being used from. I guess it's from this whole ordeal right here. So we're going to go ahead and watch this together and see what the hell is going on. It's a little bit of a longer segment, about 8 minutes, but let's go ahead, and we may not even play the whole damn thing. But I do have the playback speed a little bit. Let's go ahead and get
the
this.
Human Rights Council is giving the stage to the foreign minister of the radical Iranian regime. The Iranian regime that jails women for their hair, that hangs LGBTQ plus individuals, and that kills protesters demanding freedom. Instead of rolling out the red carpet for an Iranian henchman, the HRC, the Human Rights Council, should begin with a moment of silence for Iran's victims. This is another sign of the hypocrisy and moral decay of the Human Rights Council that has completely lost its sense of purpose and constitutes a blatant betrayal of the victims of this radical regime. The Iranian regime remains one of the most reprehensible, systematic violators of human rights, and its representative has no intention to address the Council on matters pertaining to human rights. For decades, Iran has been spreading chaos in the Middle East and beyond, either by itself or by its terrorist
What's up, Mark?
proxies.
Good morning.
The Iranian strategy is based on destabilizing the whole region to expand its extremist ideology. Imagine what Iran would do with a nuclear weapon. The Iranian regime is an imminent existential threat to Israel. The radical Iranian regime has an operative plan to exterminate Israel, developed over many years, with its nuclear weapon program and its ballistic missiles arsenal, together with its proxies. The Iranian regime has accelerated the completion of its nuclear weapons program. There is absolutely no civilian purpose for the quantity level of highly enriched uranium that the Iranian regime possesses. It has also dramatically expanded the production of its vast arsenal of ballistic missiles, capable of reaching Israel within minutes. It aims to achieve the capability to produce more than 10,000 long-range ballistic missiles. It has invested billions to achieve this ability.
Missiles, fire the sheet.
That would enable it to reach deep into Europe. We are currently witnessing the damage that these missiles can inflict. Israel had to act now to eliminate the imminent existential.
Maybe we can do a membership drive next Friday. Maybe we can do that. That sounds good.
threat posed by Iran's nuclear and ballistic capabilities. We have achieved extraordinary success thus far, but there is still much work to be done to destroy the nuclear weapons program and ballistic arsenal and neutralize the threat. We are operating in the name of regional stability and global security, and we expect the international community to be clear and steadfast in support of removing the imminent existential threat against Israel. I would like to stress, Israel only attacks military objectives and
What's up, Carney? Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning, my man.
strategic weapons. Israel's choice of targets is conducted responsibly and meticulously. Despite misinformation propagated by the Iranian regime, Israel does not attack population centers. Israel takes further measures to prevent harm.
That's true.
To prevent harm to individuals who are not taking direct part in hostilities. In stark contrast, the Iranian regime continues to deliberately target population centers in Israel. Some 450 missiles and
Man, they're just aiming at the city, homie. There's no precise, they're not precisely like going, oh, we're going to hit these, innocent people. They're not necessarily doing that, but they just have no precision. They're just aiming it at the fucking cities. You know what I mean? That's what.
Hundreds of UAVs have caused over 1,000 civilian injuries. And
Yo, brother Gorilla Biscuits coming in hot, by the way, dropping it. Man, I very much appreciate that gifted membership, man. Very much appreciate that. Kind sir.
People have been killed, including children. More than 6,500 people have been evacuated from their homes, and more than 25,000 civilian properties have been reported damaged by the attacks.
How many? How many did he say?
Attacks. More than 25,000 civilian properties have been reported damaged.
25,000? What? That can't be right. How can that be right? There's no way that's right. 25,000? Maybe I would kind of believe 2,500. I think that's a stretch.
By the attacks. I have a. What's the picture? Thank you. Sorry.
What is he doing? Why is he pausing? What's happening here?
Thank you.
Shit. What's up, Bill Hicks? Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday morning so far. And good to see you, man.
Sorry. I have a picture of the Khatib family who were murdered by an Iranian missile in their hometown, Tamra.
And much love to you, Gorilla Biscuits. I appreciate you with the gifted membership as well, by the way.
North of Israel.
Appreciate that.
Manar Khatib and her two daughters, Shada, 20 years old, and Halla Khatib, 13 years old, together with their aunt, who is also named Manar. Yesterday, an Iranian missile targeted and hit one of the major hospitals in Israel, the Soroka Hospital, which is also the largest hospital in the south of Israel. Soroka is a civilian target. It is a civilian hospital that's being targeted by the Iranians. Soroka Hospital is famous for treating the Muslim community in the south of Israel, the Christians, the Jews in the south of Israel, the Bedouin community. There are also many doctors who are Bedouin and Christian and Muslim and Jews all working together peacefully in coexistence. And the Iranians targeted this civilian hospital yesterday. This is a war crime and an act of terrorism. The silence of the UN is deafening. Thank you very much.
Man.
So thank you for being here for my statement. I'll take one or two questions.
Yeah, real quick. It says up here, it says Israel says it struck dozens of Iranian targets overnight. Iran attacked a tech complex in the Israeli city of Beersheba. Maybe Shiva, I don't know. And then President Trump has said he will decide within 2 weeks whether to use the U.S. military to attack Iran.
If you could just help me.
I think there's going to be a single question or two questions being answered here.
Mr. Ambassador, the meeting that's taking place today between the Iranian
True,
Foreign Minister
Rebecca.
and the European Foreign Ministers, what do you hope to see emerging from that meeting? Thank you.
Yes. Well, it's clear Israel is not part of that meeting. We expect the European foreign ministers to take a firm stance vis-a-vis Iran and demand that there is a complete rollback of the nuclear program.
Real quick, we got a W in for the entire Breakfast Club, by the way. So big W to all of you guys. Very much appreciate you guys hitting that like button, man. I very much appreciate that.
The dismantling of ballistic missile arsenal and program, and the putting an end to Iran's regional terrorist activities and active support for its terrorist proxies. Thank you. One more question? Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Olivia from Reuters. Will Israel consider pausing strikes on Iran if you see progress coming from the Europeans today in talks? And are you convinced and satisfied that this diplomatic route could be enough to address your concerns regarding Iran's nuclear program?
Well, as I said before, Israel is not part of the meeting that took place this morning in Geneva. And we have our goals, which I described to you here today, and we haven't yet fulfilled our goals. So we are continuing. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. So that's the end of that. So now let me go ahead and make sure that we're up to date on this side. Okay. I do have an update here, and it's a quick one. So let me go ahead and pull this up. 1 second. Getting this all queued up and ready for you guys. This is a great update here. So it says Israel Defense Forces from the IDF target Iranian regime. Breaking news. Just happened 36 minutes ago.
And I do want to continue our coverage here as the Israel Defense Forces did release this video here a short time ago. It's actually a still image that does say that fighter jets struck several Iranian missile systems and radar installations in the areas of Tehran and over in Isfahan. Those, Israel say, were intended to target IDF aircraft and disrupt operations there. The IDF adding overnight in Iran, more than 60 fighter jets struck dozens of military targets using about 120 munitions. They also hit several industrial sites used to manufacture missiles in the Tehran area, and those served as a key industrial center for the Iranian Ministry of Defense. The IDF saying that it struck a headquarters used for the development of advanced technologies and weapons supporting the Iranian regime's military capabilities. 4 UAVs fired by Iran were also intercepted by Israel. The IDF actually posting a video on X speaking briefly with an Israeli fighter pilot, helping to essentially break down the situation there on the ground.
We do know that Iranian fighter jets have taken off from certain runways, but from what we saw, they flew away from us and not towards us. Probably the right thing to do.
Oh, shit.
We have an existential threat on Israel right now, and we have to get rid of the 3 major threats that are threatening the peace and our civilians. 1 is the nuclear threat, 2, the ballistic threat, and 3, all of the Iranian proxies in the area. What we have done in the first 24 hours is create that environment so that whichever surface-to-air threat we would face, we'd be able to make sure that our side wins. What's great about the Israeli Air Force is its flexibility. Targets are going in and out as necessary.
Those are the those were Iranian jets getting exploded right there.
That we are aware of civilians in the area, we're not going to target. Sometimes when you're flying back,
what's up, Extra Surprise? Appreciate the like, man.
Iranian ballistic missiles traveling already through the atmosphere from the east to the west. One of the flights that I flew, the missiles landed in a very heavily populated civilian city. And I saw it from the sky, and I understood this is exactly what we're trying to protect. And at the end of the day, the Israeli Air Force knows exactly what we're targeting, how we're targeting it, and all of our targets are Iranian regime military targets. And on the other hand, the Iranians, they really don't care if it's hitting populated cities, if it's killing and murdering civilians. It has been difficult, but what we understand is that if we don't do it, no one else will do it for us.
Shit. All right. So that is that. But now I have an interesting little side note because that's the end of the Israeli news for the moment. Of course, everything is moment by moment on this, right? But we are all caught up in that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I do have a interesting story that is happening out of Seattle police shooting, suspect barricaded in home. This happened an hour ago. It's a quick story, 2.5 minutes. So let's go ahead and tune in and see what is happening over there in Washington.
Now, I do want to take you to some breaking news that we are following with the help of our Fox 13 Seattle team. You can see two different live images showing different angles that are coming into our newsroom. As you can see, also, several agencies on the scene of this law enforcement shooting. Here is what we know with the help of our Fox 13 team. A police shooting investigation underway, and this is taking place near Seattle's Washington Park neighborhood. We are told that before 5 a.m. local time, officers responded to a domestic violence disturbance, and this was near 32nd
Domestic violence
Avenue East and East Madison Street. When officers did arrive there at the scene, we're told they found a woman in the front yard of a home. And police say the woman had a gunshot wound and ran to an officer's arms and collapsed there. The Seattle police chief, Sean Barnes, said that 2 officers started life-saving measures on the woman. And during that time, shots were fired at the officers from inside the home. You can see right there a very active scene as police are kind of moving through that scene at this point. Huge law enforcement presence. Now, we are told after that, 1 officer fired back and 2 others retreated with the victim. She was taken to a local hospital, but as of this point, her condition is not clear. It is just not known. Now, as of 6:15 a.m. Local time there, so about 9:15 Eastern, the suspect was barricaded inside, and officers have been attempting to communicate with that suspect. We are told by the chief that there was a shelter in place for that surrounding area, and several Seattle Police Department officers and a SWAT team are at the scene, other agencies as well. Again, we do have the image that's kind of going all over the place, but we want to give you all of these different angles as it does appear that that suspect is still barricaded inside of a home. Again, we are working to get the update here on the condition of that woman. But also trying to see if any officers may have been injured. Again, all of this here is under investigation as it is a very fluid investigation. They are zooming in to show some of the police vehicles there. Not sure if they're racing to another scene, but you can see folks running back and forth at this hour. Again, the suspect's still barricaded as far as we know, but they are working to get in communication with him. We're going to keep you updated on this developing story as it does continue to develop. And if there is a news conference with law enforcement, we will bring you that as well, right here live and uninterrupted.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and give you guys something interesting. A little side note here. A little side note, you know. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Here it is.
Here at the block with the homies. Say, what's up, fool?
Hey, what's happening?
Tap in with us. Where the bitches at, though? Yes, sir. We're trying to kick it.
No bitches, bro. I told you this.
Why not?
Bro, my girl got you on there. I told you that.
Wait, so why haven't you blocked her from...
I blocked her already on my phone, but I can't do that on your account, bro.
What?
She see everything you post.
Oh.
Remember the last time you was mentioning bitches?
Uh-huh.
I didn't get in the fade, bro. She blacked my eye.
Oh, the homegirl abusive.
Yeah, bro. Abusive.
The homegirl domestic violence.
Yes,
domestic violence.
But fool, but your horse will be my horse and my horse will be your
We
horse.
don't have no horse if we both dead, bro. How the fuck we gonna play that role if we both dead?
Oh, she trying to 187 type shit?
Bro, double homicide. Yes.
Murder was the case?
Murder was the case.
The homegirl death row, but
bro,
then just leave her, fool. She's probably weird, fool. She's a
bro.
weirdo, fool.
It's like I'm addicted to this shit. I don't know. I can't explain it to you, bro.
You're addicted to bitches punching you in the face?
It's easier said than done, bro. I can't. I don't know, bro.
Why are you scared of her?
Bro, you would be
Look at
scared.
your face. You look scared. Here at the block with the homies. Say, what's up, fool?
Hey, what's happening?
Tap in with us. Where the bitches at, though? Yes, sir. We're trying to kick it.
No bitches, bro. I told you this.
Why not?
Homegirl abusive.
On there. I told you that.
Wait, so why haven't you blocked her from...
On
I
Instagram.
blocked her already on my phone, but I can't do that on your account, bro.
What?
She see everything you post.
Oh.
Remember the last time you was mentioning bitches?
Uh-huh.
I didn't get in the fade, bro. She blacked my eye.
Oh, the homegirl abusive.
Yeah, bro. Abusive.
The homegirl domestic violence.
Yes, bro.
But fool,
I just had to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for the wonderful, wonderful time here hanging out with the Insane Wheels Network, man. Always appreciate you guys. Listen, much love, honor, respect, everybody. Stick around. We're going to be raiding our buddy Black Dragon. He's still alive right now, so we'll go ahead and send him a raid. Make sure you guys let him know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid, and make sure you guys also hit that like button on the way out. And if you guys want to follow me for all the breaking news, man, here's my Instagram right here. I'm posting all of it, breaking news 24/7, man. So very much appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Make sure you guys hit that Discord link as well. We have it for you guys in the chat, as well as anybody watching on the playback. It's in the video description down below of every video. So listen, much love, honor, respect. We got Dean up in here. Good to see you here at the end, man. And listen, we'll see you guys here tomorrow morning for the members only live stream. Breakfast Club members only is always a good time. So uncensored, we get down with our bad selves. And fake hair hats and 304s, man, you know, the night walkers, we always have a good time. Anyways, we'll see you guys. And God bless everyone.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burns.